Hey folks, amigos and gringos. I was actually quite surprised at the number of responses. I want to thank everyone out there for putting in and giving me their comments. But unfortunately, it's the same old comments, the same old story you want to tell. Look folks, I'm talking about human rights for Macedonians. I'm not talking about ancient history and medieval history. I don't want to go back that far and find out who was who, because it's not relevant to who's who today. I want to know how the people of my grandfather and great-grandfather's generation were treated by the Bulgarians and the Greeks. And I want the people of the world to know that too. Because this diversion back to the ancients with Greece and to the medievals with Bulgaria, it's nonsensical. It makes no sense. And those very same nations that keep bringing that up don't qualify using their standards for what is a nation and how you have to be related to the ancients or the medieval to call yourself that. That's nonsense. Look at 19th century Greece when it was built, when it was made in the 1820s. Look who the founders of Greece were. And tell me, how can Albanian-speaking people who'd got to Greece in the late 1300s, that's 14th century, just before the Turks got there, at the invitation of the Crusader kingdoms that had been carved out of the decaying Roman Empire, how can they say that they are descendants of the ancients, and not only descendants of the ancients, but they have a right to tell us Macedonians who we are? Now, it's the most basic human right, the right to self-determination. Anyone who opposes us implies that the people who disagree with them are not smart enough to know who they are. Now, I'm not telling you guys who you are, despite the fact that I just pointed out there's a large percentage of modern Greece were Albanian speakers, and even in their households in Melbourne, Australia, it's still spoken. Yet they reckon they're ancient Greeks and I have no right to be a Macedonian. How bizarre is that? If anyone has a right to be Macedonian, or if anyone has a right to say that Macedonia is theirs, it's the people of Macedonia, not the people of the surrounding states, not the colonialists. Because those very same colonialists, they've got very, very tenuous links with their names. And they don't want their names, however. They want Macedonia to be theirs too. Classic colonialism. Now, you can't have it both ways, guys. You got us into this trouble, you, the colonialists. Greeks say we're Greek, Bulgarians say it's Bulgarian, and Serbs used to, and now even the Albanians have got to show. All you people get your act together, work out who's who and who has the right other than us. Because I believe only the people of Macedonia have the right to Macedonia. And that's all we're asking the people of Macedonia. We're not asking to have the ancient Macedonian kingdom restored or the empire restored. Yet that's exactly like modern Greeks. That was the whole idea of modern Greece, this great idea that they will recreate a Greek Roman Empire, recreate the Byzantine Empire. And the Bulgarians, folks, get it through your head. Look at your names. How many of you carry real Bulgarian names? What's left of the Bulgarian in your culture? What? Nothing. In fact, many Bulgarians know this now, and they know the story better than me. So, if you're going to come in here and discuss history, take your discussion somewhere else. I don't need anyone to tell me history about my people. And I certainly don't think it's relevant who Alexander the Great was 2,300 years ago, or who Khan Asparuch was 900 or 1,200 years ago. All irrelevant. The people who lived in Macedonia and who live in Macedonia, not the ones who were brought over in the 20s, the new immigrants, not them, because they don't want to be Macedonian. They say they are Greek. In fact, they are Turkish Christians of a mishmash. Who knows what the refugees who went to Greece were from Turkey. Who knows? Because, you know, that part of the world is an ethnic potpourri. It's like, it's one of the cradles of civilization, Anatolia, and you look at all the people who live there. Don't tell me that suddenly they all went and the only people left there were Turks and Greeks. That's ridiculous. Anyway, folks, if you want to talk history, go to history forums. If you want the truth about Macedonia in the 19th century and 20th century,